Hello and welcome back to the channel. We are here with another episode of the Rings of Power, episode 7. Last time on the Rings of Power, Nampat. It sounded ominous at the very beginning of the last episode, and it ended very ominously for our group. Um, the That was an amazing episode, most likely my favorite, and I think that's very likely the case for everyone who's watching Rings of Power. Episode 6 was a mixture of lore, still world building, finding out more about Sauron or not more about Sauron, adding to the confusion, but also action. Which look, I as much as I love action and I loved the last episode, I don't think action was my favorite thing about the episode. It was mostly still the dialogue, and I know we're at a point now where everyone, we need to see fighting, and we need to see fighting now because we have such short attention spans. But it was my favorite episode because of a combination of several things. We didn't get any Harfoots in the last episode, sadly, but we did focus on one camp, which is mostly on our Southlanders. Um, Initially, we started out, and what was interesting, we learned more about Adar, and that he is one of the Uruk, and the first orcs, elves who were twisted and turned to the dark side. Very interesting, dialogue between both him and Galadriel, and him saying to Galadriel that he's not the only elf who's been transformed by the darkness, and that is in fact true. You have seen her going down that path for some time now, and it's good to see someone acknowledge it. I don't know if that will change something in her, but I did see, at least last episode or the episode before that, I do believe that she's taking these people to their imminent doom, and sooner rather than later, that is in fact what happens. Adar's plan unfolded, Mount Doom erupted, and these people are being, plummeted by molten rock and lava. And obviously, not everyone is dead. We do have a few characters there who are safe within plot armor. Galadriel, for one, she closed her eyes at the end of the last episode. We know you live. We know you live. Unfortunately, we don't know much about Arondir, so I keep forgetting her name, but the his love interest and Theo, and so we don't know if they're gonna survive or not. But I think because she was so close to death in the last episode, I don't think they would just now kill her off screen. So I think she's at least safe. I think Theo has a bigger part to play, so I don't believe he's dead. Um, and hopefully we have Arondir around for a lot longer because I quite like him. And he had the best choreographed scene in the entire series so far with that fight against the orcs, and that ginormous orc that he had to go face to face with. That was just a pretty good episode. There's still a lot of, I know, all my theories were proven wrong in the last episode. I know nothing. I know absolutely nothing. That everything I suggested was wrong. New theories. New theories. I don't know, but I see a lot of speculation going around about Halbrand being Sauron. I don't know if I'm all evidence is pointing to it, because I know it's not the stranger. I've already said, I think the stranger is a wizard. He's just, I think they're capable of being good or evil depending on how, I don't know what influences them, I suppose, because we do know that Saruman, he was was it a blue? No, well, white. Yes, white. I was trying to remember if wizard or mage was the correct thing to use in this world, but regardless, he was white. And in the end, he was turned to serve Sauron. So it is possible for our mages to go in either direction, and I think this is one for the good guys, but he's not yet been shaped to go in that direction. And I think his time with the Harfoots is what is going to teach him that. And quite possibly, the people that we see looking for him want to find him so that they can mold him to be Saruman. Not necessarily Saruman, but, an evil wizard, so to speak. Fortunately for us, Nori found him first, and she's guiding him in the right direction. Let's hope that works out based on what happened last. But yes, who is Sauron? Clearly, Halbrand knows Adar. Adar says he doesn't remember. He doesn't know you. He doesn't know him. But is it possible that Adar tried to kill Sauron, failed, and Sauron somehow disguised himself as Halbrand? It does sound plausible, and all evidence is pointing to that. I don't know if that's where I'm at with that theory just yet. I don't know. And no one in the Southland appears to know who Halbrand is. So I don't want to fully commit to that theory just yet, but everything is pointing to it. It just feels, maybe it's too obvious, and maybe that's why I don't want to go. I don't want to say yes, but it all seems to be pointing to Halbrand possibly being Sauron. That would be interesting. I do fully believe that Sauron is someone we have met. I'm just not sure who it is yet. But yeah, I don't know, Mount Doom has erupted. The entire region is going to be covered in ash, most likely, and blocking out the sun. The orcs are going to be on a rampage at the moment. I'm not, what's left of them, I suppose. A lot of them were killed. I don't know if Adar had other orcs placed in other places. So that this is it's devastating for the humans, and I can't wait to see what happens next. All right, guys, episode 7 of The Rings of Power. Let's check it out. Yeah, entirely covered in ash. Well, he said he was going to create a home for the orcs. He's done it. Let's just hope for their sake. Ah. Poor horse. Sorry, horsey. A lot of bodies. And we saw this in the trailer. I mean, let's hope for their sake that the orcs haven't regrouped as yet. And the queen and Halbrand were trying to evacuate as many people as possible, but did they make it in time? I don't know. Alright, that's Theo. Where's Bronwyn and Arondir? Alright, he made it. Oh, damn. I knew we'd lose one of them, to be honest. But I don't think his father is going to survive this either. His father at the last minute said the queen, and he was rushing towards the queen. But the queen is here, and where is he? Come on, Isildur. I mean, we know you're not gonna die, Isildur. Oh no, no. We know he's not dead, but how does he survive that? The Queen Regent screamed. Did her face get burnt? Her father did see all that awaits you in Middle Earth is darkness. That would be horrible. Okay, he's still with them. Yeah, I don't know where he and Nori stand at the moment. What's happening? Oh. I guess they're heading south.
My great-grand used to
I didn't
speak of
realize it.
mountains to the south that could spit fire rock. He said they go to sleep, sometimes for hundreds of years, only to wake again when
Did someone get hit?
a new evil is rising.
Don't look at the stranger. Come on, stop. He saved you guys.
You don't suppose
Suppose what?
maybe he could fix it?
Yes, go on, Nori. Fix those wounds.
Oh,
What you waiting for?
He's done so much for us.
Yeah,
It's my brood of us to ask more, Avil.
yeah. Don't
I
push
see.
it.
I'll ask him then.
I don't know if that's a good idea. Come on, he's already helping, and the magic comes at a cost, clearly. And you know, it occurred to me in the last episode that why do they need this specific tree to be healed? Anyway, that one of the reasons his arm was damaged was possibly because he needs a staff and he hasn't quite figured out how to channel the power yet. He used his hand and it injured him. And eventually, once he gets the staff, he'll be able to control the magic a bit more.
Isn't it?
No,
Just like Cedric said.
stay back. What are you doing? Ah. Ah. This is not going well. And they're gonna want to abandon him at this point. They did tell you guys no. Okay? Come on, Nori, don't lose faith. She did tell them, you know, and you know, they don't know the full truth. Maybe she should have said, you know, he doesn't know how to fully control his powers yet, so don't.
The elves are prepared to furnish this city with game, grain, and timber from the elder forests of Eriador
Okay, doesn't sound like a bad
for the
trade.
next 5 centuries.
Yeah, 5 centuries. Sounds good. I mean, we know this is gonna end horribly whether they agree or not. They're still gonna mine it, probably.
Why should we trust any elf?
No, trust me.
You should not,
Trust me.
but you can trust me. For I am no common
You know what's interesting is that both the
But
elves
Elrond
and
are,
the dwarves have their own tongue, native tongue, but they choose to speak English, which I'm assuming is man's tongue. I know it's for the audience's benefit, but it's just funny. Maybe he'll agree to it, just needs some convincing. But then again, he was
I will
willing
speak to my son now.
he was willing to shut off the mines after the one incident, so I don't think he'll want to. He did say it's perilous to mine, and he might be right.
We do not dig in earth that cannot
It
support.
may be Durin who,
delving into depths beyond
does
the
it.
darkness, tempting shadow.
if his dad passes away.
to bury
I would
us
say
all
if he
beneath
kills
the
his
mountain.
dad, but this isn't Game
I
of
will
Thrones.
not
So
risk
hopefully,
dwarven
that's not what
lives.
happens.
To help the elves cheat death.
I mean, that is right though.
My friend is drowning. Reaching for me to pull him to shore.
I understand, but
You
your
expect
people.
me to swat his hand away because you're afraid of a bloody rockfall?
The fate of the elves.
I mean,
was
we know
decided many
Durin
ages
already
ago.
wanted to mine it for. It's probably a bit more ambition than it is for helping his friend. It's a bit more about the ambition, and it's just unfortunate that it has come to this, though. And the elves do have the option of leaving Middle Earth. It's not as though they have to stay.
I am sorry, my son.
I don't think would they, I don't know if they die immediately or if it's a situation where they would just be human, and maybe the elves would just age like
You said
humans
the other
do.
dwarf lords were open to the proposal. If we reopen
Oh
the mine
no, they're gonna
ourselves,
try and
prove to them
take
there's a
this out
safe
of
way
their
to gather
father's
meat from,
hands.
Perhaps they'd make him listen. Perhaps we could
Not gonna
force
be
your
great.
father's hand.
He's the king.
What kind of father would I be if I teach our children the will of a king should be counted as dross to be cast to the wind?
That's true.
All right, fine. I shouldn't have said he had lice in his beard. No.
Your usual
I
Lakov one,
detest it
Disa.
when you heap slag on my mother.
You need to keep Durin anchored
Well,
here.
in your mother's case, she actually does have lice in it. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah, not good news for Elrond. Ah. So what happens here? I mean, we know they get it because the Balrog is released at some point. Whether the elves do it by force?
So this is goodbye then.
We do not say goodbye.
My favorite friendship in the series so far.
Means more than simply farewell. It means go towards goodness.
I don't think he'll be leaving. You know, I think Elrond will want to accept the decision, but I don't think Gil-galad will. Oh, it's near the tree. I mean the leaf tree. Will it cleanse the darkness? Oh, it does. Come on, guys, don't do anything rash. Overthrow their father's, his father's decision. It's not gonna end well. He hasn't seen Isildur as yet. Brings bad news.
Take my horse. Captain, you. Captain, where is.
Yeah, just try to get away from all this ash. I mean, I don't know how far it spread. Clearly very far since the Harfoots, felt its effects.
Killed orcs before you.
When I was your age, there was no such thing as orcs.
Now? How many have you killed?
Many.
Good.
I would not use such words.
Does he just hate everything that's different? Because he hated elves at the start of this. Now he hates orcs. I mean, rightfully, but still.
Of that, every soldier must be mindful.
Yeah, you seem to have disregarded that up to this point.
Even you.
Well, I soldier then.
One day, perhaps.
Perhaps we can make one of you yet.
Don't you think you might need that? Don't look so relaxed, people. You're now in orc territory. Hard to say. Oh, I was right. Her sight's gone. Her sight's gone. I heard when she screamed that when Isildur, the place collapsed.
Keep walking, both of you. Guide my horse. No one need notice.
Got up here. Strong for the people. Come on. Come on. At least she's alive. I'm just happy she's still alive.
Any luck? The people there can help you find your stars.
No, they're leaving him behind.
Well, all I can tell you is half of folk haven't seen him since the days our ancestors lived in parts unknown.
I hate to see him and Nori separated, but I get it. At least I hope he gets to say goodbye to her before he goes. Yeah, new life. The spell did work. Look, come everyone, it worked. It's gonna take a couple years, but it worked. Still afraid, I guess. Oh, okay. Yay. Yes. Yeah. Goodbye, stranger. We'll miss you. I hope it's not the last time we see them together. I really like them. But at least they didn't leave on the, worst possible footing. And, she's shown that
There are powers
she knows it was an
beyond
accident.
darkness at work in this world. Perhaps on days such as this, we have little choice but to trust to their designs.
Just need hope.
My home is gone. Where's the design in that?
I cannot yet see it.
I like this side of Galadriel a lot more than the other. I did like her intensity before, but I also like to see she's learning from, the things that are happening. Orcs have already started to march. Nope, now is not the time. God damn you, Theo. No, you're not smelling anything. It's just a dead body.
Come on. We're wasting time.
Should never have given him that sword. Don't be so quick to fight. I don't want Durin to do what I think he's going to do. Oh, he's gone himself against his father's wishes. He did this on purpose, but clearly he was tiring, and Durin wasn't.
I always thought you were mighty dwarvish for an elf.
And you are a rather elvish dwarf, Durin. Son of Durin.
Yeah, you're going against his wishes, so it's tough.
Do you have our secret names? For use only amongst ourselves. We reveal them only to family. Wives, parents, sisters, brothers.
So you don't get confused. Who's Durin? No, Durin. Yeah.
Save it, Durin. For the far side.
I want to know his real name. Or a secret name. Damn. These aren't tremors, it's the goddamn Balrog. They found a huge trove of it. A lot of mithril.
Durin.
Ah. You disobeyed the king. It's not going to be received well. I think the king already knew what's there, you know? I don't think it matters. Oh, didn't imprison him. Could have.
The iron that must bear the most heavy
The dad
burdens
has been
must also endure
speaking
the
truth
most
for this
rigorous
all this time,
temperance.
you know?
Signing your allies to death is
Duran
not
is being a bit
tempering.
brash and emotional. And I understand both sides.
Elrond is as much a brother to me as if he'd been fired in my own mother's womb.
King doesn't like elves that much.
Invoke your mother's memory to defend your decision to betray your own kind.
No! It's you that's betrayed our kind! Squandering our future so you can cling to the past! You profaned the crown you wear!
Too intense. Stripping him of all power. I mean, I get what the king's being cautious, but explain yourself. I mean, try and explain yourself.
Leave it. It's no use anymore.
Do you have another son somewhere? That we don't know about? Do you have another heir? Oh, this went about as well as I expected it to. They're gonna get the stranger back. Looks a lot faster than I thought it would. Yeah, you guys chased away the person who was responsible for all of that. You know, don't forget.
He fixed it.
And I don't think they're as safe as they think they are, though. Considering how close to the Southland they've been traveling. I'd be wary. Oh, what is it? Yeah. Big folk. And stranger was barefooted, so it's not him. Oh, they caught up? Oh, these Harfoots knew how to hide well. Okay, she's gonna know they're looking for the stranger. Alright, I sense an adventure. Nori, she's gonna need to go after him before they find him. That is a terrifying look. Oh, come on, Nori. We've got to go. Maybe her and Poppy go off to help him.
Wait!
Hey, what are you doing?
You're going the wrong way. He went that way. Go on now.
Damn. That was creepy.
Nori! Leave her alone!
You heard her. Off with you now.
Be gone!
No. Harfoot's got brave. Yeah. Yep, these are not to be messed with. Oh, come on. Did you have to do that? Damn. All the food, too. Damn it. Why did Nori come out? I mean, damn, man. They've lost their entire caravan. This is death. Unless they settle here and somehow rebuild. Maybe this is how, you know, the Shire is formed. Is Bronwyn and Arondir here? No. Yeah. Probably believes that they're dead. I don't think they are. I think much like Isildur, they're oh damn. I think much like Isildur, they're probably just still back at the village. But I don't think they're dead. Yeah. Nah. They wouldn't kill her off screen. I don't believe it. Nope. I don't believe it. Behind you. Ah, he's alive. Where's Arondir? Not with her? Oh, okay. They made it. Alright. Yeah. He's warming up to Arondir. I don't know, do they come back? Is there even a home to return to? Yeah.
Galadriel.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It doesn't appear as though he's going to be as receptive to the elf the second time around. She comes back just in time for that. I mean, what did they expect though? I mean, it's war, and that's the thing that I was a bit concerned about initially. Is that they seemed like they thought this was gonna just go extremely well, and that no one would die. And they've had peace for quite a while, so I kind of expected, as much. But yeah, war is never good. Lives will be lost. Yeah, I don't think she's gonna be too welcomed.
Do not spend your pity on me, Elf.
All right.
Save it for our enemies.
And with the Queen, Regent, don't wallow in pity, Stand up.
Miriel, daughter of Ar Inziladun, vowed this. Numenor will return. Then the elves.
All right, at least it's an alliance. But she has some convincing to do with the Elven King. But I think Gil-galad would be fine, because he was just concerned about her obsession. I don't think he's opposed to, eradicating the orcs. I thought Nora was gonna go off and try to help the stranger, but she's kind of needed here to help them rebuild. And maybe this is where the Shire settlement will be built from, because they don't have their wheels.
Warn him what's coming. He deserves at least that.
Going off trail now.
Poppy! Yes! If you haven't guessed, I love Poppy. Oh, okay. Alright, Mom.
They might, if a trail finder were to go with them.
Oh, that would be surprising.
Was right to help him. Was right all along. If you
They're
think
good to see them
Alba
coming
Menor
around.
is too proud to admit it, well, what's the good of living, Sadok? If we aren't living good.
Alright, where is Halbrand?
Halbrand
Oh, okay.
died.
Still alive.
If me if I had them. So
I mean, so not Sauron?
This wound needs elvish medicine.
Can he ride?
I'll have the healers gather what provisions I can.
If he is Sauron, taking him to the Elven Kingdom, it's not going to go very well. I hope he is the king and not something else. Alright. Maybe Theo does have a future, not on the dark side. I thought that's where he was heading, but his path may have changed. With this encounter, at least. What is Durin's fate?
He's grown too old, too suspicious. His eyes too dim to see that no matter how many
These is not being the reasonable voice anymore.
One day this will be your kingdom.
Yeah, the dwarves, man. Oh, you know where this is going. They're gonna try to overthrow his dad.
That Mithril belongs to us.
Yep.
To you and me.
I think they've all pretty much become entranced by the Mithril. Because Disa is usually the one that's like, okay, she sings to the mountains and it tells her where to dig and where not to. And if they're not supposed to dig there, then they shouldn't. But even she appears to have been corrupted by the Mithril at this point. I think the dad knows what is down there, but he just keeping it to himself when he should just tell Durin. It's going to burst into flames because the goddamn Balrog is down there. Yep. Il Adar. How long do you think your usefulness will be? You're the only human there.
That is the name of a place. No longer.
It's not the Southlands anymore. Mordor. Ada. Yeah, Mordor. Nampat. The orcs have some pretty brilliant chants, and that's why I'm siding with them in this war. Another amazing episode. Yeah, a lot to talk about. We have obviously lost this battle. Mordor has now been formed. It's no longer the Southlands, it is now Mordor. The Queen, surprisingly, and I expected, I spoke a bit about it before. I mean, what did the Númenóreans expect war to be like? And much of them did not know war because they've been so removed from it all, and for them to go get decimated and return home. And I am happy that the Queen Regent is willing to continue the fight, get reinforcement, and come back. But I don't believe she will have the opportunity to come back, because I fully believe that there's going to be a coup in Númenor. That advisor who I did not trust from the beginning, I think he's going to try to seize power for himself. When she returns, his cousin, when she returns, he is going to leverage the idea that, okay, she took the word of the elf, went to war, and got, how many people killed. And we know that he has the ear of the people already, and he can sell that. So I do think, the Queen is going to lose power again by siding with the elves. It's unfortunate she lost her sight, but yes, yeah, things just are not going to go well for her. Yeah, unfortunate. We caught up with the Harfoots this episode. Didn't get them in the last episode. I missed them quite a bit. Unfortunately, things didn't go well initially. The stranger trying to help them, and unfortunately nearly injuring one of the children. But eventually overnight the magic did work, and they did have a lot of food to eat in the very next day, and they do have a lot of apologizing to do. I think it's clear the stranger, as I've said before, I don't know who these 3 women looking for him are, but my suspicion would be that he is supposed to be not Gandalf. I still don't think he's Gandalf, but I do think he's a wizard. But I do believe he's not yet made it can go. He can either go to the light or the dark, and he's just not made that decision as yet. And I think whoever has the most influence on him will determine what direction he goes. I do not think he is Sauron. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Hopefully Nora and her group finds him first, so they can ensure that he is on the side of good, because we will need a lot of help in the future, judging by how this battle is going. Adar is still alive and well, has Mordor, and the orcs are only going to double in nature, in their number. Galadriel has gone back to seek assistance from King Gil-galad. I don't know how well that is going to go over, because she's supposed to not be here, and of course the dwarves just turned down their offer, which means they have to leave anyway, so I don't know how much help she's going to be getting, and she's bringing a human back with her as well. Now, on the subject of the elves, the dwarves and the elves, I don't support what Durin and Disa are attempting a coup to overthrow his dad. I understand why they're doing it, but I do wonder whether they are being manipulated by the Mithril to some extent. We've seen what happens when they look at it, and that sense that they're being pulled in. Even Elrond, when he got that small piece and he was glaring at it, in the way that others have looked at the ring itself. I do wonder whether we're seeing something similar here. And the Mithril is having an effect on the dwarves because they're around it so much. And during I think he does generally want to help his friend, but he's ignoring his father's advice, and I do feel his father can be a bit suffocating at times, and his father probably knows a lot more than he's saying, and it would have been a lot better if he just told Durin. I do think he knows what is down there. I think he fully knows what is down there. And he's being cautious until the time is right to tell Durin. But what better time is there than now? I think he should have told him. I'm not going to love seeing Durin tear his father down for whatever reason. But it's gonna happen. He's trying to do it to help his friend, I think, but I do believe it's partly ambition as well, because as you mentioned, he wants to take leadership. He's felt that way for quite some time now, and he feels his father is in the way. So while I love Durin as a character, it's clear that he's very, very ambitious, and ambition is going to get his people killed. I don't see this going over too well at all. We have confirmation that the Balrog is down there, and I think all the tremors that they have been hearing all this time, that has been the Balrog. It's not the mountains, it's been the Balrog, and the more they mine, they will eventually release it. Things are just not looking great for our characters. We know what direction it appears to be heading, and it's complete annihilation. We're at episode 7 so far, and I know people are going to most likely see this as a bit of a slowdown, and we only have 8 episodes this season, so there isn't. I'll save my conclusion for the finale, but I'm thoroughly enjoying the story so far, I've got to say. Arondir and Bronwyn, okay, I remembered her name. I don't know where they'll be going here. She said where she's going, and I guess Arondir is going with her. I thought at this point, given the war, that he would be going with Galadriel, because it doesn't matter if you retreat to whatever old Numenor settlement, the war will eventually reach you, and I think his skills would be better used, elsewhere. But I don't think we're finished with Theo as yet, so we are going to follow Theo and Arondir and Bronwyn, and yeah, they are. I would say Bronwyn and Arondir. I typically do not like the focus on relationships in a lot of series, but theirs I think has been done well enough, and a lot of that is because you see them together, but it's not a whole lot of time spent on romance, and I think a lot of the mistake a lot of shows make is that they keep beating you over the head. Oh, look, these two are together, they must, they've got to have all these moments at really inconvenient times, like, okay, during a war they're going to stop and do this, and they need to kiss here and there, and it just beats you over the head with it unnecessarily. And I like that for Bronwyn and Arondir, it's toned down. You know it's there. You don't need a reminder every few seconds that they are a love interest. It's already there. So I do like watching them, despite my aversion to a lot of focusing on a lot of romantic elements in series. So I do want to see where that storyline goes, especially with Theo. I don't think Galadriel giving him that sword was a coincidence. He does have a part to play. Fortunately, I no longer believe it's going to be on the side of evil. I think he's made a turn for the better, having met Galadriel and her showing confidence in him and his ability to become something more, which I think he's been missing, which is why he wanted to hold on to that sword, and I think she helped him in that regard. And who knows, that he might be the leader that the Southlanders have been looking for. I do not think it's going to be Halbrand. Whether he's Sauron or not still remains a mystery. But we will see. We will see how that goes. Yeah, this has been another terrific episode. I can't wait to see the next. Alright guys, be sure to post down below in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are on this episode of the Rings of Power. Hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you with the next one.